What's going on, guys? ChaseWins.com. Saturday, the 6th of November. Welcome back, guys. Daily video starting back today, as promised. And so for all of the people that have been following us for a long time, the last 2 or 3 years, or have been a client for that long, or whatever, just been keeping up with what we're doing, week to week, month to month, year to year. Everybody knows that usually in late September through October, and to where we are now, about the first week of November, that is where daily videos from myself, at least, kind of stop. There'll be a video every so often through that time, but certainly not what you guys are used to, having a video every day and at least 5 out of every 7 days of the week. And everybody knows, or at least the people that have been more intimate clients of ours, people that work with us directly on an all access basis, or have been with us for an extended period of time, know why. That's probably the busiest time of, or that's probably the busiest 4 to 6 week stretch out of the year. I mean, everybody knows how busy I stay during baseball season, but when baseball season gets into full swing, you're winding down NBA, you're winding down NHL, things like that, and then you have the summer, where June, July, and August are essentially, you just worry about baseball, other than getting prepared for college football, for NFL, and so on. But then when you get into September, that's when you kick off college football, the last week of August, first week of September, something like that. And then that first, second week of, September, you're also kicking off the NFL. So when you're kicking off and getting into, you're basically diving headfirst into the deep end when it comes to football seasons, plus you have baseball still going on, you're in that September run before you get into, your fall baseball, your October push and stuff like that, your playoffs, World Series. And then in October, you're also starting NHL and NBA within a 7 to 10 day period of each other. So it not only just is somewhat overwhelming, the sports that you're not only covering on a daily basis, but then introducing 2 football seasons, as well as a basketball and a hockey season, while still keeping up daily baseball, all in that really short a period of time. So for that, days at the office go from 12 hours a day to sometimes 16 to 18 hours a day. That goes for the East Coast and West Coast crew. And then on top of that, anybody that knows me well enough knows that both of my oldest daughters, they play on a competitive club volleyball team, and I actually coach that team. And so we play our season September and October, and then we go into the postseason after that, barring that we make it. We went 11-1 this season. Thank you to everybody that already sent out the congrats and stuff. We won our regional tournament a couple of weeks ago. We play in the state championship tournament next weekend. And then if we win that, become state champions, we'll go on to nationals in early December. So it's been crazy, putting in 14 hours a day at an office and then going out and practicing 4 nights a week for 3 to 4 hours a night. And then, of course, once the season starts, you're still practicing 2 to 3 times a week, plus having at least 2 games a week, one of those being a road game, which could be anywhere from 15 minutes away to 2.5 hours away because of the region that we play in. So it just makes it to where videos, having the time to do them and get them loaded and all that stuff, we have to make the decision. Do we want to take time to put out free content, or do we want to take that time to make sure we are still providing winners to our clients? And I think you guys know that that's not something that we even have to think about. It's always going to be our clients come before anything and everything. We love you viewers. We appreciate you more than anything in the world. But our paying clients are the ones that, spent their hard-earned money to come and join our firm and to make money with us and follow our day-to-day instructions and details and guidelines, so they can make not just a secondary source of income, but in many cases make double, if not triple, what they make at their normal 9 to 5. They will always come first and foremost without question or hesitation. So, but even though it's still one of the busiest times of the year, that's what we love. We love it when it's this busy. And so we weren't going to start the videos back until not this coming Monday, but the following Monday. But I was like, screw it. I'll figure out a way, even if I have to record at 3 in the morning. I want to get back to doing the daily videos, getting the content back loaded, because we're getting ready to start off here this coming week, which it's not our most anticipated season of the year, because just everybody, so many people know me for baseball that we have hundreds of clients that are sitting on pins and needles every year waiting on baseball to start. But outside of baseball, our client base looks forward to my college basketball more so than anything else, and we've got that getting ready to start up this coming week, and I could not be more excited. It's going to be an odd year. It's going to be the first year that, in a very long time that I haven't got to, watch Roy Williams on the sidelines, and it's going to be bittersweet. But you guys know, as soon as he announced it, before they even announced a coach, I told you it would be Hubert Davis. They were going to keep it in the Carolina family. That's been the right-hand man to Roy Williams for a long time, and that was my choice for coach. I didn't want anybody else to do it. Obviously, I wanted Roy to stay, but I've been telling you guys for 2 years that I thought Roy was at the end of it with the vertigo he was dealing with. He doesn't need to prove anything. I mean, yeah, he would have never caught Coach K's winning record about games won, not unless he stayed for another 4 or 5 years without Coach K there. But look at the national championships, look at the ACC championships. I mean, he proved that while Coach K is undoubtedly one of the best ever to do it, the third best ever in my opinion, Roy was better. There's just no question. That's just the same way it goes with Coach K. Had Dean Smith not retired when he did, and he would have stayed another 5 seasons, 6 seasons, it wouldn't have mattered. Coach K wouldn't have had enough time in his life to catch up to Dean's record. Dean was the god of college basketball. So it's going to be bittersweet, but I am so excited to usher in this new era of Carolina basketball, to usher out a living legend in Coach K. As much as I hate Duke, I have nothing but respect for Coach K in that rivalry and what he's done for that program, what he's done to be a part of making that the biggest rivalry in college sports, the best rivalry in basketball, and the best of the best when it comes to blue blood basketball. So I'm excited. We have a ton going on. Big stuff today. I'm going to give you a couple of free plays, and I'm also going to tell you that we have a game of the month going in college football today. It is in a 3:30 game. And you might be looking at the slate of 3:30 games, and there's one that you're looking at, maybe suspecting that it's in that game, and then there's another one that's about equal level as far as what the game means, and you say, okay, it's got to be one of these two. I can promise you, what you're thinking is not right. This is a game that I've been eyeballing for 2 weeks. I didn't know what the line was going to come out. Honestly, I didn't think we were going to get enough value within the line to play it. And to my surprise, earlier this week it came out and I said, wow, we have some value here. But why? Let me figure out why. Is this an overreaction? Is this because, something hasn't been announced with player personnel, out to the public? So a couple of days of research, I realized that no, we were just blessed with a good line here. And so that's when I started digging in, trying to lock in a big release. Now this year so far, college football, we've released 6 game of the week so far this season. Starting in week 3, that was our first one, and we have had a big release every Saturday, weeks 3 through 9. Now, we have released, like I said, 6 game of the week plays. We are 5-1. We should be 6-0, but there was one that it was a blowout at halftime. They sat some starters, and they let them come just barely back, and it bit us by a single point to keep us from going a perfect 6-0 in game of the weeks. But we are 5-1. Everybody knows that we go one, our investment strategy is 1 unit on every premium play, flat bet across the board, whatever your bankroll allows for 1 unit to be. Most of our clients, that's 1 dime per unit. So they go 1 unit per premium play, 3 units per daily top play. When you get into game of the weeks, you go 5 units, 7 units game of the month, 10 units game of the year. And we flat bet everything. We do not steer away from that investment, that tier grade that we use and that strategy. I've never steered away from it. I never will. And I don't allow my clients to do it either unless they just feel like not following what we say and then in turn making less money. But 5-1, think about that, at 5 units a pop, you're still sitting at almost 20 units of profit just in Game of the Week plays. Now, we've also released 2 Game of the Months thus far this season. The first one was back in week 4 or 5, I can't remember which one. We actually had a play on Georgia. That was one of only 2 times we've played Georgia this year. It was a blowout over Vanderbilt. Easy win there for our first Game of the month, a 7-unit win. Then we had one a couple of weeks back, or 3 weeks ago. It was another absolute blowout. It was never in doubt, never in question. That was one where we played Alabama, coming off of that loss to Texas A&M. Another blowout. So 14 units of profit in Game of the Months. Now we have another Game of the Month going today at 3:30 Eastern Time, and I am looking at a game for next week. Obviously, there's no line yet, and there won't be until, early next week, Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday on this particular game. But if the line comes out right, I have eyeballed and identified what I hope to be my game of the year for college football this season. I also have been looking since week 2 at a particular matchup in the NFL that's coming up very soon that I hope that I have identified what will be our game of the year in NFL. Game of the weeks and game of the months have gone the same way in NFL. We have dropped one of them, but only one. Everything else, we have cashed in, and we have cashed in with absolute ease. No sweat blowouts. So today, game of the month, college football, we're going to make it 3-0. And that's going to make it 8-1 when you talk about big releases overall in college football this season. And we've got a huge slate of premium and top plays to go along with it. We've got plenty of premium play action. We've got 2 big underdogs going today that I believe both will end up being outright winners. I think the line is inaccurate. I think one of them's a massive overreaction. And I think the odds makers fell asleep at the wheel, and they are being tricked by what the public is being tricked on as well. And I think they're on the wrong side of this. So we're going to put some points in our back pocket in these games, sprinkle fun money on the money line as well, and we're going to cash in both of those. So we got plenty of premium play action. On top of that, we've got 2, dual top plays going today on my card for college football. One of them is in a 2 p.m. Eastern time game. Another one is much later, so you have plenty of time to jump on those. If you want all of those plays, all the premium, all the daily top plays in college football, plus whatever Jerry is doing in college football and soccer, all of my picks in NBA and NHL, you can go and get a 3, 7, or 30-day all sports pass, starting at only $49 for a 3-day, and it will get you all premium plays and all daily top plays for myself and for Jerry for 3, 7, or 30 days, whichever one you choose. Now, let's say you just want the daily top plays. We charge $25 a piece, which is getting ready to go up in price because it's just too cheap. But today you can get 2 for the price of 1. $25 gets you both top plays. Now, if you buy after 2 p.m. and you miss one, don't worry, you're only paying for one anyway. So you can play the later one because both of them are going to cash in. Now, if you want the game of the month, like always, it's $99, but it comes with the best pure profit guarantee in the business, hands down. You win, or you get 7 days of all plays in all sports from both myself and Jerry. Absolutely free, no questions asked. So you have no risk. We ensure that no matter what, you will turn profit off your purchase and off what you spend, and that's non-negotiable. So what's the risk? So jump on the game of the month because it's not going to lose, and come join us in the winner's circle there. I promised you that we would have some major sales going on for all of the viewers when we came back to start doing the daily videos again. Thanking you for your patience while we were away for a little bit. And again, we haven't skipped a beat. We've still been giving out plays every day. Our clients have still been making money every day. We've been cashing in huge plays. So for all the people that go out there and say, these cappers, and they roll me into that mix and Jerry into that mix of, you just want to get on there and promote, sell, people buy all this stuff, and you're not putting time into games. Well, that should show you right there that for the last 6 weeks, we've barely touched a single free play video. And yet we've had all these big releases, some of which you don't even know about because we haven't been doing videos. Don't matter if we sell 1 or 100. We know where we make our money and our clients make money, and that's all that matters. We don't have to go out and tout everything we sell. We've got a reputation established enough in this industry. But today, you want a 30-day all-access pass. All access means exactly what it says. You get everything. Every premium play, every top play, every game of the week, game of the month, game of the year, NASCAR, golf, absolutely everything on the site, no matter how high or low it's rated, from absolutely every capper for 30 days. That's usually $799. You can get it for $349 today. You want to get a 1-year all-access pass? It's $5,000 for the year, but it gets you that same stuff for a full 12 months. You can get it for $1,500. Now, if you're already on an all-access pass, let's say it expires in a month or 6 months or whatever, and you already know that, hey, I'm going to re-sign up. I'm going to re-sign up when this expires. I'll pay another $5,000 because I make my money back and turn profit in the first 30 days max. Well, you can actually go ahead and extend it if you want to and get an even better price. If you're on an all-access pass, whether it be 30 days or a year, doesn't matter, you can pay $1,000 and go ahead and get a full year tacked on to the end of your package. So when your expiration date is set to happen, when you're actually set to expire on your current all-access, the second it expires, your other one will immediately activate. You'll never miss a day or a play, and you'll get carried out another full 12 months, and it'll only cost you 1/5 of the price. Think about that. 20% of the overall cost. $1,000 you can go ahead and extend. You want to get a full season of NHL, which is usually $1,500, myself or Jerry, $399. NBA, it's $1,000 for the season, $399. You want to get my college basketball season, which is usually $2,000 for the year, which includes Final Four, championship, everything, $499 today. Guys, there are so many deals going on. You want a top play year where you just do daily top plays, games of the week, games of the month, games of the year from myself and Jerry. You don't worry about any of the premium stuff. That's usually $4,000 for a year. Or excuse me, $3,500 for a year. You can get it for $999 today. And you can mix and match, do combos, and get an even bigger discount. Make sure you jump on board while you can, because these deals are not going to be around next week. You have to get them this weekend. Here are the instructions. Follow and listen closely. If you want them, the only way to get them, these are not public price where you can just go to the website and buy it for that price. Some of them will have specific codes that you have to use when you check out. Some of them have even, we have to tell you how to go in and purchase them because of how cheap they are. The only way to gain access to that is to go on Twitter. You need to be following myself or Jerry or both, whichever. Follow both because you'll get free plays. My Twitter handle is @Picks, P-I-C-K-S, Chase, C-H-A-S-E, all one word, @PicksChase. Jerry's is @W1 and the word venture, as in venture sports. Follow us and DM one of us. You can DM me, you can DM Jerry, and just say, hey, I want to get on this package that you mentioned on your video. We'll give you the instructions how to do so. If you say like, hey, I want to actually get on NHL for you and Jerry's NBA season, I want to combine the both, what's the discount you can do? We'll give you an even better deal to combine the both and the instructions as to how to purchase. But we are not going to do it through email. We're not going to do it through phone call. We're not going to do it through YouTube comments, because there is just so many that we know we would not be able to cater to everyone that's interested. So because we have people monitor our DMs and let us know every time one of these will pop up, we will directly, converse with you on what you want. You have to reach out on Twitter, though. Make sure you do so. Don't miss out. I haven't even mentioned all the deals, so don't miss out. Game of the month, 3:30. You have until that time to buy the play. $99, win or get 7 days of all plays in all sports, absolutely free. A couple of free plays for you. How about an underdog first? I won't deep dive too much into it, but like FAU tonight, Florida Atlantic taking on Marshall at home. Florida Atlantic's catching 2.5. I've seen it drop down to 2 in some spots, and then it keeps kind of weaseling its way back up. Either way, I like Florida Atlantic on this game. Is Marshall the better team? In a lot of ways, yes. And on paper, yes. One thing they have a hard time stopping when they go to those outside routes, when they're airing it out and they have a receiver, cut or break to try to go down the side, typically that left side, but they're dynamic enough and they're kind of versatile enough where they can switch and go right side either time and target a tight end versus an actual receiver. And then again, when they think that's when they can run it up the middle and burn clock if they need to with a running back in that situation, or whether the quarterback keeps it. That's the one thing Marshall struggles with. On the games where you see them, where it looks like they're executing that defense properly, they're going against an offense that's not very accurate. FAU's not extremely dynamic. They're not very explosive, certainly not the way they were with Lane Kiffin there, but they're accurate. And that's where Marshall struggles. And for that reason, not to mention, I think that humid air down in Florida, Marshall's coming up from being in that crisp West Virginia air where it's been really cold over this last week. They're going down into those humid temperatures down in Florida, home crowd with FAU. And the fact that Marshall's on a run, so this would be a big win for FAU, especially at home. I think FAU's got the upper hand and they should win outright. So whatever you're getting, we got it at 2.5. That's what we released it at. That's the best. I mean, obviously, if you could get even 3, that'd be even better. That would be an absolute gift from God. But I don't think you're going to see that anywhere. But anywhere from 2 to 2.5, or even if you wait till right before the game and it drops again to 1.5 or 1, take FAU. Put your points in your back pocket. If you're getting at a point or less, just play them on the money line because you're not getting any value at that singular point. But anything above 2 points, 2 points or above, take the points, put them in your back pocket, go with FAU, maybe sprinkle a little bit on the money line if you are truly getting plus money with it. Other one, it might seem obvious, but it's not really because it looks like the public is really, really heavy on LSU plus the points. And granted, you're giving almost 30 points to a program like LSU. It's hard not to love that. But Alabama, I told you before the season started, they're not only the best team, they're on a mission. It doesn't matter what they did last year and how they went out and won last year. They still got a score to settle with LSU. And the fact that they went out and lost to Texas A&M and it ruined that perfect season. And so now they have to make sure that they don't lose again. And not only that, they need to make sure they win in dominant fashion just to ensure that if they were not to make the SEC championship by some reason, whether it be, because they drop another game or something like that, or, there's another one-loss team like A&M. Now, again, all of this is in speculation because we know what's happened over the past couple of weeks, and we know that it's probably going to be Bama versus Georgia. But you never know. This is week 10. There's still 2 more games after this week that Bama has to play, along with all of them, and one of them's Auburn. So they need to make sure that going up into that game, they solidify their spot in that top 4, despite what the SEC championship brings or doesn't bring. So that way, if they don't go, they still get a playoff spot, and if they do, they'll play Georgia, they beat Georgia, and of course, they'll be the undoubted number 1 team going into the playoffs. They need to win. They need to win in dominant fashion, and don't think for a second that Nick Saban has forgotten what took place in Tuscaloosa a couple of years ago when LSU went out and ended up winning a national championship with Joe Burrow. Redemption in Tuscaloosa happens today, and I think it happens by 5+ touchdowns. Alabama right now is 28 and a half, excuse me. But we're buying it down to 28. If you can get it at 28, God bless you, buy it down to 27 and a half. That would be an even better number, especially knowing that 4 touchdowns, I won't even blink to lay 4 touchdowns with a team like Alabama has versus probably one of the most anemic defenses I've seen out of LSU in a long time. Still a good offensive team, but defense to offense wise, Alabama's defense can shut LSU down completely, and LSU's defense won't even be able to make Alabama break stride. Not unless Alabama just doesn't come to play. So I will confidently lay 4 touchdowns with Alabama tonight against LSU. Alabama minus 28. If you're getting it 28.5, buy it down to 28. If you're getting it at 28, you can lay it. Or if it's not going to cost you more than an extra 10 cents and go up to minus $1.20, drop it another half point so that if they do land on 28, you win instead of push. Love you guys. Go to chasewins.com. Sign up for the game of the month. Get on the rest of the plays. Hit us up on Twitter. Let us know what packages you want. And let's get you in the winner's circle with us today. A huge Sunday coming up ahead. NFL, a massive release in the works, hopefully for tomorrow. Championship race in NASCAR. We've got so much going on. It's just impossible to talk about all of it. I love you guys. Thank you for waiting on us while we went through always what's the busiest month out of our year. We're back to doing the daily videos. Our clients are still making money, and we can't wait for you to join them and us, and we'll go make it all together. Love you guys, and we'll see you in the winner's circle, chasewins.com.